Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. The New York Mets play the Philadelphia Phillies. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Philadelphia. Gary Cohen, Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling with you tonight as the Mets, in their 75th game of the year, finally played their first game against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets come from Cincinnati, where they had 9 runs and 15 hits yesterday, looking more like the offense that David Stearns intended.
Well, the way they intended was to have Polanco as well as Robert in the lineup and Lindor, but that hasn't worked out that well for them. But they did plan on Bichette hitting like he's hitting now. It took him 2 months to get rolling. They are hitting in the clutch. The last game yesterday, they were 2 for 23 the first 2 games. They turned it on 7 for 13 in the last game yesterday. They've got to continue that if they're going to turn this around.
Francisco Lindor starts a rehab assignment tomorrow. Could be back as early as next week. As for the Phillies, they got off to the same bad start the Mets did. They fired their manager, and everything seems to have gone right since.
I can't really say they've caught fire under Mattingly, even though their record is so much better than their 9-19 start. They have a lot of their people in the lineup not performing to what they did in their entire career. And more importantly, it really has been a run for the pitchers. See the number there for Sanchez and Wheeler. Really, it's the starting pitching that has got them where they are right now.
As for the matchup tonight, Sean Manaea goes for the Mets, his second start since being reinserted into the rotation.
I don't think he could have done much more than he did against Atlanta. Not only the 2 runs in 6 innings, but more importantly, getting all the way to 84 pitches. A great job by Sean. They're looking for more of that tonight.
Aaron Nola makes his 300th career start tonight. The last 2 years have not been pretty for him.
Boy, he has not only not been pretty, but also he has struggled in his last 11 starts against the Mets. He is 2-8 with a high ERA.
So the Mets and Phils finally get together on a breezy night in Philadelphia. Get the ball up in the air to right. Mets and Phillies on SNY. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Infiniti. Experience their luxury SUVs at your local Infiniti retailer today. By Spectrum, it's internet, mobile, and streaming TV, all from one place. The New York Lottery, play today and start imagining your win. And by Toyota, your summer, go farther with Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. The Canyon of Heroes was overflowing. They had to turn people away. There were so many people at the Knicks parade today.
So many people stuck on the subway as well.
Look at that. That's fabulous. That is just unbelievable.
A.J. Minter recently returned from 13 months on the sidelines following hip surgery. He's been doing a great job since coming back, and A.J. sat down a moment ago with our Michelle Margot.
Gary, thanks so much. Here with A.J. Minter. And A.J., usually when guys come back from injury, there is an adjustment period. You have not allowed an earned run yet this year. How have you found it so easily since coming back?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's been easy. I would, honestly, I feel like I haven't really been pitching that well, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I feel like my location hasn't been great, but I feel like I've been doing a really good job of just being committed, just throwing the ball in the strike zone and trusting my stuff. And I feel like things have been kind of going my way here recently. But with that being said, I do feel like I have been getting better and better each outing, and I feel like my stuff is, becoming a lot more sharp. And but yes, I mean, it does feel good to get off to a nice start. But I do think I can be better for sure.
This bullpen as a whole has become one of the better ones in baseball. How have you guys found success?
I think it's just overall, I think, one, we're a close group down there, and I think that's really important. You have to, I feel like we take pride in, when we come in and there's inherited runners on base, we really do take pride of, going out there and pitching our best for each other, because we would rather give up our own runs rather than give up someone else's run. So we are very close down there, but too, I think we're very competitive too. I think we always want to one-up each other and, out-compete and outperform each other, and I think that can be a good thing. So it's a special group. We have a lot of guys that can throw multiple innings, high-leverage situations, so we have it all.
This year's starting rotation hasn't gone as deep into games. How does that affect you as a reliever, just having to stay ready in the bullpen throughout the game?
Yeah, I don't think it really affects us too much at all. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to come in and get 3 outs. That's our goal, and we're always here to, to back up those starting pitchers. So we're here for them, and we're always ready when the phone rings. And it's whenever Mindy calls and gets us ready, that's when we're going to be ready to come in.
Awesome. AJ, thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, AJ. That bullpen has been nothing short of brilliant so far this year, and having AJ Minter back is a big piece. Mets and Phillies for the first time in 2026. First pitch coming up. On the starting lineup for the Mets, every available left-handed bat is in there. Francisco Alvarez, who had 3 hits as the DH yesterday, is going to catch. Although, well, as Mendoza said before the game today, he's going to use Alvarez more as a DH going forward, with Torrens's defense being so important to the success of the Met pitching staff.
Well, 300 starts, like you mentioned, Gary. Congratulations. What a career mark for Aaron Nola. But struggling this year. His fastball, whether it's a 4-seamer, 2-seamer, or cutter, is being hit at a high rate. 370 average against. So you'll see a lot of breaking balls and a lot of changeups.
And your Philadelphia Philly defense, and that is brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. You've got Edmundo Sosa out in left field. They newly acquired Derek Hill in center field. They're stacking up some right-hand hitters to go up against the side armor, Manaya.
88 degrees at game time. There's sunshine that is kind of right in the batter's eye right now. The shadow is moving across the mound from left to right, but hitter's still in some sunlight. The wind is blowing out to right field. It should be a great day for the left-hand pull hitters. Carson Bench leads off, 2 for 15 in Cincinnati. Nola's first pitch of the night is in for a strike, and we're underway. Aaron Nola making his 31st career start against the Mets, his 300th career start. Only 3 Phillies have started more games in the uniform than Aaron Nola. Steve Carlton, number 1, Robin Roberts, number 2, and Chris Short only 1 ahead of Nola now with 301. 2 strikes to Bench, Bichette and Soto to follow. Going to be interesting to hear the reaction when Bichette is announced. Remember, he spurned the Phillies in the offseason. And Bench takes just inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Brian Walsh calling the balls and strikes tonight. Chad Whitson, Dylan Wilson, first time seeing him, a rookie, at second base, and Bill Miller, the crew chief, is at third. And the curveball struck him out. That has always been Nola's calling card. That's the first out, and now Bichette. It seemed as though Bo was right on the verge of signing the deal with the Phillies when the Mets swooped in at the last moment and offered him a 3-year deal with opt-outs after the first 2, and Bo liked the sound of that, so came to New York instead. And for the first 2 months of the season he struggled, but lately he has been on fire. 6 straight multiple hit games, 2 shy of a Mets club record.
4 out of 5 fastballs, first 5 pitches from. That's unusual from Nola.
Aaron Nola now 33 years old in his 12th year with the Phillies. 3 times he's finished in the top 10 in the Cy Young balloting, but last year was an injury abbreviated year and a poor one, and this one has gotten off to a rough first half as well. This is down with the sinker, and it's 2-1. His numbers have become middling against the Mets. He got off to a great start against them. Even had that game in 2021 where he struck out 10 in a row. Chef chases the curveball 2-2. But the one thing that Nola has against the Mets that nobody else does, he has the second highest strikeout rate. 11.1 strikeouts per 9 in his 30 starts against the Mets. Only Max Scherzer has a higher number. And Bichette gets a curveball and pops it up into shallow left. Sosa coming toward the line. Battling the wind now and stays with it, uses two hands. That wind is blowing pretty hard from left across toward right, and it got a hold of that ball.
And earlier in the day, before BP, the flags were going in the opposite direction, and it just shifted around 4 o'clock.
You know what's interesting about that pitch? The slider that is hung has been covered by Bichette. But that was a curveball. It's a little slower, and he got off the end of the bat.
Got it under it, too.
Now Juan Soto, who had a 3-hit game yesterday, he's got 3 career home runs against Nola. Since the start of 2023, only 2 pitchers have given up more home runs than Aaron Nola. Miles Michaelis, 95. Jake Irvin, 94. Aaron Nola, 93. 13 home runs allowed this year. Crowd Soto, who did not like the call. He's not going to challenge it. But he looks back at Brian Walsh, thought the pitch was inside.
It's a strike.
Nola has that pitch. He'll throw at right at the lefty, and it'll bend back over the plate.
It's a pitch that he needs to locate. Just keep the lefties honest. They're going back in, Ron.
It's down with the changeup, 1-2. Jared Young hitting cleanup, waiting on deck. And Soto rockets one to deep right field. That ball's going to sail out of here. Juan Soto cranks one off the facing of the second deck for his 16th home run of the year. And the Mets take the early 1-0 lead. That one needed no help from the wind.
Well,
his 4th career home run against Nola in 41 at-bats. And Soto stays hot with a first-inning home run to put the Mets in front.
pretty amazing, I must say. So quick. Oh, this is a cutter that he wanted on the back side, the back door. He saw the catcher set up away. Right down the pipe.
Jared Young gets a curveball and dribbles it up the first baseline. Nola can't pick it up cleanly, and Young is safe at first.
First baseman's got to take charge there.
Nola was moving very slowly toward that ball, I think trying to time it where he could pick it up and make the tag in one motion, but he couldn't pick it up.
See, when you go after this as slowly as he does, it brings the runner and the ball into the same area at the same time. You don't want that to happen because you could have a collision. You got to hustle after it, get it, and then you'll have room to toss it if you have to, or tag the run.
Right. Unless you're called off by your first base.
There you go.
Otherwise, it's your baby. I mean that literally.
I didn't take it literally.
It'll be an error against Nola. Here's A.J. Ewing, and he takes a fastball down for ball one. Ewing made a couple of spectacular catches in Cincinnati with lots of family and friends on hand, but had just one hit in the series. And Ewing lines one into right center field, cutting across his Marsh, and it goes over his head. Young is on his way to third. He's going to be waved home. Stott makes the relay throw to the plate, not in time. Brandon Marsh misplayed that ball in right field. A.J. Ewing has an RBI double, and the Mets have a 2-0 lead.
That was a bullet. You know, Marsh mainly has played left field and center field. Right field's a little bit of a new position. This ball, he just misjudged it. This was a bullet.
Adolis Garcia had been playing most of the right field. He's now out for the season. He's going to undergo lat surgery. So Marsh being moved to right, and he butchered that play, and the Mets get a run out of it.
He was a little shallow as well. I think with the wind blowing the way it is, you've got to play a little deeper in right field. But the Mets will take those couple of mistakes.
Caleb Cotham, the pitching coach, with an early visit to his veteran right-hander.
They need length from Nola today. They used a lot of their bullpen yesterday. And here's the swing of Soto from the side. Very little stride. Look at that. I just love how his top hand comes over. It looks like it's going to be an uppercut, but then he comes with that top hand, and that gets that underspin on the ball that just bounces off his bat.
Now Marcus Semien, 3 hits in his last 2 games.
Well, there you go. He's squaring that up big time. And now watch the top hand come over. Look at the follow through. It's level. That makes you a good high ball hitter.
There are some years as a starting pitcher that every mistake you make is hit out of the park, and that's where Nola is right now. And you start to question yourself, after all the innings, 300th start, am I still at the top of my game?
He's in the 3rd year of a 7-year, $172 million contract. So he needs to get better. The ball misses away, and it's 1-2 to Semien. I mean, he was like a metronome for a few years there. But last year he had physical issues that limited him to 17 starts. He had an ankle injury, a fractured rib. His ERA was over 6. And it's been a little better this year.
Hey, big Don Mattingly. Ooh, that could have been strike 3.
Challenged by Real Muto, who has one of the highest success rates in challenging pitches. Real Muto has been 24 out of 30 this year, 80% success rate on challenging. Ewing at second with 2 down, and Semien carves one foul. So another first inning in which the Mets are making the opposing starter work. Over 20 pitches already in this first inning for Nola. And as Keith mentioned, that Philly bullpen is banged up. They brought up a couple of pitchers today. 2-2 coming. Curve ball hit in the air, foul. Sent Andrew Painter, who has gotten off to a terrible start in his big league career, down to AAA after he got beat up yesterday.
Yeah, he is 1-8 with an ERA over 7.
I mean, the first 3 starters in the Phillies rotation have been fantastic.
Yes.
Wheeler and Sanchez and Luzardo. Swing and a miss. Semien down on strikes, and the inning comes to an end, but not before the Mets played a couple, including Soto's home run.
Introducing the first, only in theaters June 19th, rated PG.
Beautiful aerial view of Citizens Bank Park in South Philadelphia, Center City in the background. Monday's starting lineup for the Phillies. The left-hand hitters have been terrific. Schwarber and Harper and Marsh, who's having a career year. The right-hand batters, not so much. And so the Mets have a lefty on the mound today in Sean Manaea, making his 2nd start of the year. Trey Turner coming off a 3-hit game yesterday, trying to get himself out of the morass. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
See the numbers, Toyota numbers for Manaea, 14 relief appearances and that 1 start.
He's a good sweeper, and he gets ahead on Turner 0-2. Last year, Trey Turner was the National League batting champ. He had 304. This year he's hitting 223. His OPS is down more than 200 points from last year, and he gets hit by the pitch. Pitch that chased him, a sweeper that catches Turner, and he's aboard to start the bottom of the 1st.
Oh, it got, on the back foot.
The
Calf, or even on that Achilles tendon. It might have been below. Oh, that hurt. Your Genesis Metsy defense with the right-hander back out there. Young at first, Beatty back at 3rd, Bichette back at shortstop. In the outfield, constant Soto, Ewing, and Ben.
So now Kyle Schwarber, who got a start at first base the other day for the first time in 5 years. He's back in his more familiar DH role, leads the major leagues in home runs. He had 56 last year and drove in 132, both career highs. And he re-signed for 5 more years in the offseason at age 33. And Manaea deals outside for ball 1.
Schwarber has reverse splits this year, hitting 280 and 100 at bats with 8 home runs against lefties, only 225 against righties.
Last year he set a record for most home runs in a season against left-handed pitching. major league home run leaders.
And he's crushing left-handers if they throw him fastballs this year, not the breaking ball.
Fouls off that fastball and got a piece of Alvarez.
Everybody from Turner to Alvarez all walking like Walter Brennan so far early in this game.
The Real McCoys.
Fortunately got a piece of the shin guard, but it still hurt. Sean Manaea has pitched some memorable games against the Phillies, none more so than the National League Division Series, Game 3 in 2024. He matched up against Nola, and Sean allowed just a run and 3 hits over 7 innings. That's got 4 runs in 5 innings against Nola, and won the game 7-2 en route to a trip to the LCS. There's a line drive base hit for Schwarber, and the Phillies have the first 2 men off.
It feels like here we go kind of game, doesn't it? With the wind rushing out.
Good balance, short stride, nothing wrong with that swing.
So the first 2 men aboard for the Phillies, and Bryce Harper coming up.
Harper having a devil of a time against lefties. Only 206 on the year,
which is the lowest of his career. But he's got 40 home runs in his career against the Mets. 2/3 of the way to Stargell. Willie Stargell, the all-time leading home run hitter against the Mets. He hit 60. Harper might be around long enough to break that. Now in his 8th year with the Phillies. And he takes a sweeper outside, a ball and a strike.
He's been here longer than he was with the Nationals.
2-time MVP. 378 major league home runs. And he grounds one to second, a chance for 2. Semien gets the out at second. Bichette's throw well too late. Semien backed up on that ball. That cost him a chance for the double play.
That's the kind of chop. Either you break in from the get-go to get the short hop, but if you don't, you got to play the long hop, because otherwise you're going to get caught in between with that in-between hop, and that could be trouble.
So now 1st and 3rd and 1 out, and Alec Bohm will be the batter. Been a weird year for Bohm. His numbers have been down. He's gotten a little better lately, but he's been going through an off-the-field issue that I'm sure is consuming him. Involved in a legal struggle with his parents over misallocation of funds, and it's just a mess.
Can't even imagine that.
Can you?
15 RBI in June.
Numbers are still down from last year, even with this latest hot streak. That's looking for the double play ball to get them out of the inning. And Bohm hits on sharply past Semien into right center, a base hit. Turner comes in with the first Philadelphia run, and it's 2-1 New York.
Bullets. That's what Bohm does when he's hitting good. He uses that right center field. Take a peek at the hack. Fastball up. Look how level that swing is. Hitters are starting to more level off now. Makes them less vulnerable on the high ball.
40th run batted in for Bohm. As Ronnie mentioned, that's now 16 in June. And that Brandon Marsh, who's been the breakout player in this Philly lineup, now getting to play every day against lefties and righties.
And hitting lefties here. 330, yep. 279.
He's been a platoon player for most of his career, but he has earned the playing time. He's 4th in the National League in batting, 5th in base hits. He had a good year last year, but he's having an even better one this year. Crowds into the fastball, 1-1. The Phillies had the National League batting champ last year, and Marsh making a bid for it this year.
Look out for Luis Ariz. He's won a few championships, batting titles in his day.
He's hitting home runs now. Swing and a miss at a good sweeper, and it's 1-2.
Plus, they say that he's playing a better defense.
Ron Washington.
Yep. Oh, that's right. He got the funky pinky.
Funky Pinky? Is
Well,
that dance?
it's on his grip.
Runners go. The sweeper swung and missed. Alvarez is thrown to third. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Harper is gunned down trying to steal as Marsh strikes out, and that gets Manaea through the inning with just the 1 run allowed. 2-1 New York after 1. Make your favorite Mets players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot daily. The Mets pulling off their second strike him out, throw him out double play on this road trip. Had one in Cincinnati day before yesterday. All-Star game in Philadelphia this year. Heard terrible news today, just from a personal basis, for Mike Trout. He goes on the injured list with a hamstring. He's having an all-star bounce-back season. And, you know, he's from South Jersey. This is his hometown.
Phillies fan as a kid.
So if he has to miss the all-star break because of an injury, that would just be terrible. Baseball needs a healthy Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Brett Beatty leads off the second against Aaron Nola. Beatty went 0 for 5 in the series in Cincinnati. Francisco Lindor starts a rehab assignment tomorrow in Binghamton. He'll then take a day off, play Sunday somewhere, and he might be in play to return right after that. So sometime on the coming homestand. And that, of course, changes the status of Brett Beatty, who's been playing every day in the absence of Lindor. Francisco comes back, Bichette goes back to third, and Beatty goes back to that utility role that he started the season with. Beatty, Melendez, and Alvarez for the Mets in the second. Now, the Mets are already ahead of the game in one respect. The last time they came here to Philadelphia was last September, as Nola strikes him out with a fastball. And the Mets got swept in a 4-game series. The first game of that series, Aaron Nola pitched, and the Phillies won it 1-0. He pitched against Nolan McLean that night, and the Mets wound up getting swept. So I guess they've gotten a couple of runs against Nola already tonight. There was a huge piece in the Mets not making the postseason last year. It was part of an 8-game losing streak in September. Here's Melendez, 0 for his last 7. And MJ takes a fastball just inside, ball 1.
These two teams have more in common than you think.
Yes.
The Phillies have scored about the same runs as the Mets. They've given up about the same runs as well.
There were a couple of stylistic differences. The Phillies hit more home runs.
Yeah.
And their pitchers walked fewer batters.
Yes. Actually, those pitchers are number 1 in least amount of walks. There's Don Mattingly. Big Don, Mr. Baseball.
Third ball fouled off. The Braves lost a couple yesterday, a suspended game and the regular game to the Giants. Then they got rained out of the the series finale tonight. So that got the Phillies within 6.5 of the Braves, closest they've been in some time.
Oh, in the Mets came to a game and a half too here.
I'll keep that in mind, Keith. That's your 5.5 out on the wild card, which is probably more relevant.
Yes, agreed.
Just misses inside again. Nola wanted that call and didn't get it. 2-2. Francisco Alvarez, who had a big offensive day yesterday, is on deck. Full count to Melendez. Aaron Nola pitched for Italy in the World Baseball Classic, and he was great. Pitched 9 innings, only allowed 1 run. Italy made the surprising run to the semifinals. Nola was a big part of that. With, the espresso in the dugout. Swing and a miss, and Melendez is down on strikes, and that's 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Nola.
Well, Francisco had himself a day at the plate yesterday. 3 base hits. He muscled that one up the middle for a base hit. His first AB. That was a bullet to left field. They were all hit hard. The last one was a rocket. He got on top of that high ball. So we'll see if he can continue.
He's already got a caught stealing to his credit tonight. 7 games since coming back from the injured list, and Alvarez is 8 for 26. That's a .308 average. in those 7 games. And fouls off the first pitch fastball, 0-1. Oldest found the last 3 batters and get flashbacks when he starts doing that. 2021 at Citi Field when he struck out 10 Mets in a row, tying Tom Seaver's long-standing record. Nobody had equaled that for over 50 years. Ball and a strike to Alvarez. Someone's done it since, right? Somebody else struck out 10 in a row.
Yes.
Is it Corbin Burns?
It's Corbin Burns. You got it.
Alvarez going to challenge that call.
I think it's strike.
Another low leverage challenge in the early innings by the Mets. It's been an epidemic.
I think it's a strike.
It's a ball, so he wins the challenge.
Not by much.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, but you have to be right if you're going to challenge with 2 out and nobody on in the 2nd inning. You just have to.
It's got to stop, doesn't it?
Well, we've talked to Mendy about it ad nauseum. He's talked to them about it ad nauseum. Breaking ball pulled foul.
I still think I have the best idea. You identify the guys and you start giving them a wristband to the guys that are not allowed. And just tell the umpire, my guys are wristbands, they can't challenge.
Yeah, it's too much for the umpires. They got enough on their plate already. They don't need to legislate. That's line in the left center, a base hit for Alvarez. So Francisco keeps on swinging a hot bat. I was talking to Carlos Mendoza earlier today and asked him about Alvarez DHing yesterday, whether he's going to do more, but he said, we've been talking about it a lot lately. It makes perfect sense. I mean, Torrens is so valuable defensively, and if Alvarez is going to hit like this, why not try to keep his bat in the line? It might keep him healthy too.
I also think with the injuries to the starting pitching, the rapport between catcher and pitcher is more important than it's been all season long.
So now Carson Benj with a runner at first, and he grounds one toward the hole. That'll go through for a base hit. Alvarez to second. He's going to stop there as Marsh throws in behind him. He had notions about going to third, but slammed on the brakes. So Benj keeps the inning alive, and now Bo Bichette will come up with runners at first and second.
Not even close to that ball. Stott. Good hustle.
The Phillies, statistically, according to defensive runs saved, have the worst defense in the major leagues, and their middle infielders are a huge reason why. Throw ball in for a strike to Bichette. Stott is a -7, which is tied for the lowest among major league second basemen, and Turner's a -5, which is the 4th lowest among major league shortstops. Bichette flied to left his first time up. And he takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2. And it's been a complete turnaround for Bichette since the calendar turned to June. He's even up to 271 with runners in scoring position. And he hits one softly to the right side. Harper fields, Nola covers, and they get the out to end the inning. Then strand a couple in the second. They lead 2-1.
Gary, Old Glory. That's the original Old Glory right there. The 13 colonies on the right.
Is that the one Betsy sewed?
It
Yes.
might be. I like that. It's a great idea.
It's in good shape.
The 2 flags.
Cradle of the democracy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Edmundo Sosa flails at a sweeper, and it's 1-1. Did you notice that Sean is throwing his sweeper 2 different speeds?
Yes, he is.
That's a good thing.
He tried to throw that real hard one that he hit Turner with in the first inning on the 0-2 pitch. That one was the slower one.
That's line to left center. Ewing trying to close ground, but he won't get there. That'll go all the way to the wall. Sosa digging around second. He's going to try for 3. Bichette makes the relay throw to third. Not in time. Edmundo Sosa with his first triple of the year.
He is, whenever he plays against the Mets, he hits.
He had .455 against the Mets last season.
And Ewing shading him to the opposite field, which he should. And that's just good hustle. Let's smell him that triple.
Good relay by Bichette. Almost got him. So tying run at third with nobody out. Mets have played the infield back except for Beatty at third. And Bryson Stott takes a strike. Stott has hit very well against lefties this year, batting .306 against left-handers.
Playing very shallow Ewing in center. Very shallow center field here.
Stott breaks his bat as he grounds it to first. The runner will hold, and Young makes the play for the first out. Young was not all the way in. He was about halfway, but Sosa decided to stay put.
Well, he was on a hold there. You know, one out, he'll be on contact with one out. Mets will bring the infield in. Looks like they're halfway up the middle.
Now JT Realmuto, and when the Phillies failed to sign Bo Bichette, when the Mets kind of plucked them from under their nose, what the Phillies next did was re-sign JT Realmuto, which wasn't a shock because he's been so good for them for so long. What was shocking was that he got a 3-year contract at age 35.
He's done an awful lot of catching.
And his numbers are way down this year. He's been a really good player for a long time. Now in his 8th year with the Phillies after starting out with the Marlins.
He's kind of cut out of the same mold as the old former Met John Stearns, but with a little more power. Athletic catcher.
Pokes one foul, and it's 2-1. Well, you saw his career numbers. Last year his OPS was 700. This year it is 608, which is well below his standards. And he swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 2-2. So Minaya in a spot where he needs a strikeout.
Keith, watch his front foot. He's more open than he ever was before, and he creeps in with that front foot with each succeeding step. I've never seen him do that before, but when you're scuffling, he'll try anything. Watch that front foot. Starts way open, and then it'll keep coming in.
And the backdoor sweeper just missed, and Alvarez thought about challenging it, but he did not. 3-2 to Realmuto.
That was almost a psych by Alvarez.
Derek Hill is the number 9 hitter, the former Marlin. He's on deck. 3-2 coming from Minaya, and the sweeper fouled back. Realmuto just 1 for 10 in his career against Minaya. Again, the 3-2, and he popped it up. Bichette calls, 2 out. So a leadoff triple by Sosa, and Manaya's gotten the next 2 without the run scoring.
Amazing.
And now it's left to the number 9 hitter, Derek Hill, who's getting a start in center field against the left-hander. Normally it's the rookie Justin Crawford in center field. Hill was just acquired last week from the White Sox in a deal for 2 minor leaguers. He's 2 for 9 since joining the Phillies. I've seen him as a Marlin in the past. In fact, we saw Dane Myers yesterday for the Reds.
Yeah, that's right.
So Derek Hill today for the Phillies. They were like the 2 peas in a pod with the Marlins for a couple of years there. Well, they've both gone their separate ways. They're now 30 years old.
I believe he's got a toothpick in his mouth.
It worked for UL Washington.
It worked for Dusty Baker.
Did Baker do it as a player?
No.
I'm not sure.
UL did it as a player.
To me, that's kind of dangerous, don't you think?
Well, you know what the answer to that is, right? Don't get hit in the mouth.
Well, you know, don't swallow it either. It's a 2 pointed edges. It hurt.
Derek Hill, who grew up in the That Oak Grove, California baseball program that produced J.D. Davis and Dylan Carlson and so many others. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hill. And with his 7th different major league team. So Manaea with a chance to work around the leadoff triple. Ahead on Hill, 1-2. And a ground ball for Semien. And so Manaea pulls some magic. A leadoff triple by Sosa, and the Phillies do not score. 2-1 Mets after 2. Juan Soto up for the 2nd time. Homered his first time up tonight.
And he had a 2-strike count on his first hit. Watch this little slap up the middle. Just good hitting. And then I love this one. A bullet down the left field line. And then he just gets one out over the plate. Hits a bullet. That was yesterday, his 3-hit day. Mets had 3 guys that got 3 hits yesterday.
Bluffs the bunt with Bohm playing back. Trey Turner has come out of the game after being hit in the calf by a pitch. So Edmundo Sosa has moved to shortstop, and the Phillies reconfigure their outfield. They've got Brandon Marsh in left now. Justin Crawford comes into the game to play center, and Derek Hill moves to right. Turner just got hit by a pitch on Monday on his wrist, missed the game Tuesday, came back yesterday, only to get hit in the leg by a pitch his first time up today. And Soto flies this one out to center. Will the wind grab it? Back goes Crawford onto the warning track at the wall. He leaps, he can't get it. It's a home run for Soto. A wind-blown blast. Got it way up into the air, into the jet stream. Soto with his 2nd home run of the night, and it's 3-1 New York. That ball was not a home run when it came off the bat, but it just kept on going and going and going.
And did you see Soto's reaction? It's like, darn, I missed it. Watch. Oh.
Yeah. Crawford thought he had it all the way, even made the leap, but didn't come close as that ball sailed into the seats. 30th career multiple home run game for Soto.
You'll take it.
That's a great expression right there.
I think he was looking at Sosa. No, he wasn't looking at Sosa. Maybe the umpire.
That said it all right there. He had no inkling that that ball had a chance to be a home run. Now Soto now has 18 home runs in this ballpark, which is the most for him in any visiting ballpark. Not shocking, having played so much in the National League East. 1-2 to Young, who reached on Nola's error and scored a run in the first. They're calling it a right calf contusion for Trey Turner. Sean Manaea hit him in that first inning. Turner came around and scored, but now unable to continue. And that's rocketed out to center field. Crawford measures it and makes the catch. Jared Young hit a bullet, but that's the first out of the inning.
These swirling winds here have the outfielders running on eggshells.
That last ball was 107 off the bat from Young. Here's A.J. Ewing, who hit a double over Marsh's head in right field his first time up, and he takes a curveball down for ball 1. Aaron Nola has now allowed 15 home runs this year in 73 innings. And he's now even with Miles Michaelis. Most home runs allowed since the start of 2023, 95.
Such a good eye at the plate, Ewing. That's why I think, I've said it more than a few times, that eventually I think he'll be the Mets' leadoff hitter. Steal bases. He's got a terrific eye. Bench has more power.
Well, here's the more immediate question. When Francisco Lindor comes back from the injured list, which is going to happen sometime in the next week, How do you bat that top of the order now with Bichette and Soto and Bench having done a good job in the leadoff spot? How does that all shake out?
How about Lindor third and Soto cleanup?
Fly ball out to left center. Back in the gap goes Crawford. He's there, and he's got it 2 out. Let's check out the road ahead presented by Infinity. Don't forget the Mets are off tomorrow because of the World Cup game across the street. Fox has the game Saturday night, NBC Sunday night. We're back with you Monday night when the Mets open their homestand. 4 with the reeling Cubs, and then 3 with these Phillies next weekend.
Well, you remember, Gary, under Buck Showalter that Lindor hit third, and he was uncomfortable there, and he came out public, if you recall, and said, I'm used to making things happen run-wise, not driving them in. They moved him, remember, in midseason back to the leadoff spot, and he responded and started and really turned it on. So it's a big question mark.
I think Lindor goes right back into the leadoff spot. I think Benj goes into an RBI spot, and I think Ewing probably hits 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think Benj goes into Ewing's spot now, and Ewing moves down.
And Bichette's got to stay in the 2-hole.
The other question that's going to present itself is, at least for the short term, assuming Jorge Polanco isn't back anytime soon, who gets more reps at first base, Jared Young or Brett Beatty?
Young deserves it in my estimation, but not my decision.
Of course, Mark Vientos will factor into that as well. Get a nice road trip in Cincinnati. Line drive toward the middle, and Sosa can't pick it up on the short hop, and Simeon's got a base hit. Ball hung in the air for a long time, and Sosa wasn't exactly sure how to play it. And it's a 2-out hit for Simeon.
Soft liner.
Dylan Wilson, the second base umpire, was trying to get out of the way as well.
So the Mets now with 6 hits against Nola in 2 2/3, and a chance for Beatty, who was struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. Doing a little gardening.
Huh. With the glove instead of the spike.
I've seen guys do it with their spikes. I've seen them do it with their bare hand.
Yes.
Never put the leather down there.
You don't want to dirty
That's
the
right,
glove.
exactly.
Get the man a rake.
Especially a guy like you.
I know, exactly. Remember the way Mark Fidrich used to manicure the mound with his hand?
Yeah.
Beatty takes fastball upstairs, and it's 2-1.
I mean, this is silly, but players, they want to take care of their glove. If the karma is you take care of your glove, it'll take care of you.
Well, you know, I don't know about Bohm's particular glove usage, but players, some players anyway, use a lot more gloves than they used to.
That's right.
I mean, Lindor's out there sporting a different glove every week.
A lot of players put that saddle soap on their glove to tenderize the glove. I never did. I kind of discarded my glove at the All-Star break.
Right, but you only use 2 gloves a year. You got guys now who are using 40, 50 different gloves in a season.
Well, I don't understand that.
I've never heard anyone say tenderize the glove. That's very nice. It's like a barbecue.
Well, you want to be able to cut it with a fork as opposed to a knife.
That's right. I mean, glove maintenance is underrated. It's important.
Some people use shaving cream. 2-2 to Beatty, and this is inside, full count.
The manager of the Braves, Walt Weiss, his glove he called the Thing. He used the same glove forever, just the opposite of Lindor.
Harper plays behind Simeon. He'll be running with 3-2 and 2 out. Beatty looking for his first hit on this road trip, trying to keep this inning alive. Inning that began with Soto hitting a wind-blown home run. It's a lesson to all the left-hand hitters. Get that ball up in the air to right field. And Beatty pops one up, shallow left center. Sosa out to call, puts it away to retire the side. But Soto's second home run of the game expands the Mets' lead. It's 3-1 in the third. Home third inning, Sean Manaea with a 2-run lead. Faces the top of the batting order. Justin Crawford up for the first time. Took Trey Turner's spot in the batting order. And Crawford with a slug bunt attempt. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Butcher boy, Keith.
Not a very good job. Oh, that's very bad fundies.
And he chases a sweeper and looks bad doing it. 1-2.
Does his bat look extra long?
Considering that last breaking ball, maybe not long enough.
You know what I just realized? There was no Fanatic here. It'd be pregame and no Fanatic here during the game.
You think the Fanatic has the night off?
Maybe he's.
How can that be?
Hopefully he's not ill.
Maybe he's meeting with some bigwigs. Some kind of corporate event, maybe the World Cup.
Oh, that might be.
Crawford's hitting just 161 against lefties, and you can see why as he goes down swinging on the sweeper. That's the second strikeout for Manaea. Your Papa John's key ingredients. Hot Phillies. Schwarber leading the majors in home runs. Bohm has been hot in June. Juan Duran leads that bullpen, but the Phillies just lost a very key piece in their bullpen. Brad Keller had been the setup man for Duran. He went down with a forearm injury this week, and that shortens that bullpen. I mean, really, other than Duran and Kerkering, nobody's really having much of a year for them.
Yeah, Keller was so good in Chicago with the Cubs last year. That was a great acquisition in picking him up, but now hurt.
Schwarber bounces one foul and a sinker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle Schwarber second in the MVP balloting last year behind Shohei Ohtani. It was not close.
No, I guess it was a blowout.
Look at the numbers by Schwarber, though.
56 home runs. One more than Ohtani. And he strikes out, but the ball gets away from Alvarez. And the throw goes past Young and down the line. It hops up against the netting, bounces away from Semien.
Oh boy.
Schwarber finally stops at second base as Benj fires it in.
Did you see?
And Carlos Mendoza is coming out to argue that Schwarber was out of the baseline on the grass and interfered with Young's ability to catch the ball.
I had Schwarber on the grass running towards first, so I thought they were going to call it.
Let's see.
Certainly looks like he should have. Now is he on the grass? Yeah, he's still on the grass.
Yeah, you got to get in that lane.
The rule is you cannot interfere with the first baseman's ability to catch the ball by running on the grass, and that certainly appeared to be the case there.
Never more of a case there. Maybe Alvarez's throw was so bad.
I don't think he was. I think when he got to the grass, he was on the line. Schwarber just found out, lost where second base was. There it is. Oh boy.
So Harper bats with a runner in scoring position. I'm assuming, although I haven't heard from the scorer, that that's a strikeout, a wild pitch, and then an error on Alvarez.
Yeah,
Yes.
I put down E2, but it's not up there yet.
I think it's a. I think you made the right call, Gary. I'm going to go with you.
And Harper takes a slow sweeper for a strike, 2-1. Well, maybe a pass ball.
Oh, it's a pass ball.
Should be a pass ball.
So trying to square. He's okay in the line. I think he's okay there.
Not according to the letter of the rule.
Well, don't be technical.
Fly
Gary.
ball out to left, hit deep. Back goes Soto, back toward the corner, reaches out and makes a beautiful sliding catch. I think the wind kept that ball in the ballpark, and then Soto had to change direction and slide on his knees on the warning track to take an extra base hit away from Harper.
Boy, that's a heck of a play. That's a run saver. Another run-saving play by this outfield.
That's the best play Soto has made in a Mets uniform.
I think he is inspired defensively by the guys playing next to him. Fly ball down the right field line by Bohm, and in the corner, Benj tries a sliding catch, but that's a fair ball, and he did not catch it. A run comes home, and Bohm slides into second base safely with a double.
Boyle.
Benj Soto sliding catch for sliding. And this ball just stayed fair as he came up empty on his slide.
Oh, hit the heel of his glove. The Mets bench thought it was going to go foul. When he got the heel of his glove, it ended up landing in fair territory.
Of course, it's not where it lands, it's where it was when it hit his glove.
Right.
Marsh fouls it back. So a weird inning.
Oh, he got there, and it just hit the pinky part of the heel.
It's definitely a fair ball.
Nope.
And it's an RBI double for Bohm, who's driven in both Philadelphia runs to cut the Met lead to 3-2.
We couldn't see that play. Our view up here from the booth, we get blocked out. Right in that right field corner, more so than the left field corner.
Bohm the tying run at second with 2 out, and that's lined on one hop, grabbed by Young, flips to Manaea, side retired. An unearned run for the Phillies cuts the Met lead to 1. Well, this was the celebration when the Mets clinched the National League Division Series from the Phillies in 2024, beating them 3-1. Francisco Lindor with the grand slam in the final game that helped propel the Mets into the National League Championship Series. As Jose Iglesias,
Yes, he was a big part of that.
the igniter.
Yes, he was. He inspired.
Again, inspiration. He hit 337.
He had a #1 hit. That's even more important.
Candelita. MJ Melendez leading off in the 4th inning, takes a curveball for a strike, and they did score that play the way we suspected. Strikeout passed ball E2 on Alvarez, and that eventually led to an unearned run. Melendez struck out his first time up. Takes fastball inside, a ball and a strike. Alvarez and Benj to follow against Nola, who's given a pair of home runs to Juan Soto, and a run-scoring double to A.J. Ewing. Well, Nola has passed by Patrick Corbin, starting his 31st game against the Mets, most among active pitchers.
And Nola with his 300th start tonight. Sean Manaea with his 212th start tonight.
The difference, Nola has never relieved.
That's right.
Every game in his major league career has been a start.
So 512 starts, and what, Cy Young had what? 511 wins. Crazy.
First-round draft pick out of LSU. Younger of the Nola brothers, played against each other in the division series, or the league championship series in 2022. And Austin was with the Padres. Melendez takes inside, 3-2.
The 3 fastest pitches that Nola's ever thrown in his career, all against one hitter when he faced his brother.
Of course. Curveball strikes out Melendez. It's 5 Ks for Nola, second time he's gotten MJ. You know, the Phillies got to the postseason each of the 4 seasons that Rob Thompson managed them. But there was a lot of dissatisfaction here coming into the season because of the way the Phillies season has ended each of the last 4 years. 2022, Thompson took over mid-season, got them to the World Series where the Astros beat them. Then the next year, the Phillies got to the League Championship Series, and fell short. And then each of the last 2 years they got knocked out in the division series, including in 2024 by the Mets. And there was a feeling that this was a Phillies team that was built to win a World Series, but that their window was closing, and that by not advancing as far as they might have each of the last 4 years, that they had somehow underachieved.
Tough crowd.
My feeling is that the way baseball is structured now, with so many teams making the postseason, it's more of a crapshoot than it's ever been.
It's a tournament type of.
Dave Dombrowski, the architect of these Phillies.
I remember when Dave Dombrowski was one of the youngest ever executives in baseball.
Montreal.
Yes.
And then with the White Sox and then the Tigers.
I think he's the executive that traded for me from the Mets to Montreal in 1991, many moons ago.
3-0 to Alvarez, who had a base hit his first time up. Swinging 3-0.
Boy, it's just amazing to me that Nola is pitching Alvarez like he should be pitching Soto. I mean, Soto, he gave him 2 fat ones. Yeah. He's pitching Alvarez like he's Johnny Bench. I mean, just missing and falling behind twice on him. And he's given 2 fat ones to that man who you don't want to give fat ones to.
Curveball bends in for a strike, and it's 3-2 to Alvarez.
It's interesting you bring that up, Keith, because you trust Nola not to make those kind of mistakes. You always feel like he's one of your smarter pitchers in the game.
3 straight full counts for Nola. His pitch count expanding. Alvarez pops one up on the left side. And Bohm takes charge of it. 2 out. So Nola with a chance for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. He's got to get through Carson Bench, who singled to right his last time up.
Yeah, look at that. In the Phillies TV broadcast booth, they got Mike Schmidt and George Brett, 2 great Hall of Famers.
Hall of Fame third baseman. They were the best in the game at the same time. One in the American League and one in the National League. And if you're Tom McCarthy and John Kruk, you just listen.
Exactly. Well, Tom's talking.
Well, it's his job.
Yeah.
Bench flies one toward the left field line. Marsh eases over. And that retires the side. So Nola gets the Mets 1-2-3 in the 4th. Mets still lead at 3-2. Calling all Space Rangers and Cowboys, June 28th is Toy Story 5 Day at Citi Field. The first 5,000 kids 12 and under will get a reversible Toy Story 5 bucket hat. So it's like Woody on one side and Buzz on the other.
Buzz Lightyear.
For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. Mundo Sosa had a leadoff triple in the second inning, but was left stranded. So Dave Fried ran the numbers.
Yes.
And this year, when a player gets a leadoff triple, he has scored 79% of the time. I think that number sounds low.
It does, yeah. I would think
it'd be closer to 90%,
yeah.
Right? So Manaea was able to work around the triple by Sosa, his first triple of the year. Runs that sweeper inside, 2-1. Bryson Stott on deck, and then JT Realmuto against Manaea, who's had traffic in every inning.
Well, they shouldn't have had traffic last inning.
Both runs driven in by Alec Bohm. One of the 2 is unearned. And the backdoor sweeper fouled off.
I like this new off-speed pitch on the breaking ball with Manaea to mix in the hard one with the soft.
You're right, Keith. It's almost like he can't find his change, so he's just changing up on his breaking ball.
And this one's popped up, and Bichette retreats. And tucks it away, 1 out. Oh, Keith decided to join the 2 Hall of Fame.
I haven't seen them in a while. Mike, I know I haven't seen George in ages. George Brett on the right, of course, and Mike Schmidt on the left, and there's John Kruk on the far left.
When you guys get together, just say we're great. We're great. We're awesome. I just really admired Schmitty, who we had to play against all those years, and George was in the other league before interleague play, so you just admired him from afar, of course, his swashbuckling style of baseball.
Well, he had some terrific numbers. I remember that one chase at 400. He had
hit 390 right for the year.
Or was it 388? I think something like that.
Yeah. Greatest player in the history of the Kansas City Royals.
No doubt. No doubt. 2 great third basemen. Ronnie, how did you deal with Mike Schmidt?
Both played against each other in the '80 World Series. I'll just tell you one story. I always told you that he was the 3rd hitter I ever faced in the major leagues. Got ahead of him 0-2. I threw what I thought was the most hellacious curveball that I've ever thrown in my life. Perfect spin, great down action. He hit a 100-mile-an-hour bullet to Hubie Brooks at short. And I was like, oh my goodness. Well, it got the college kids out, but it's not going to get Mike Schmidt out. I have to be a little careful. I mean, it was a wake-up moment. It's like, oh my goodness.
That was your the first outing against them?
First outing against the '83.
Bichette with a nice backhand play, the off-balance throw, not in time. Could not get enough on it to get Stott at first base. Good effort by Bichette. Infield hit for Stott.
Stott runs well. Stott's got 13 stolen bases, not caught once. You got to keep an eye on him. Good backhand by Bichette, but just you're not going to get Stott with those wheels.
That's one of those plays where the jump throw might actually work.
The Jeter throw?
Yeah. Just to get your body turned in the air to get enough on the ball.
I think he was sprinting and so extended to just get to the ball that he couldn't really gather himself to do anything else but flip it over his shoulder.
So the tying run at first with Stott. And 0-2 count to Real Muto.
Well,
greatest third baseman of all time.
Yes, no doubt.
The
power. Well, look at the home runs. I mean, he's in the 500 club. Remember, they booed him his first year here.
Well, he hit under 200. Yep. Line to right field. Bench comes over to make the catch. Scrambling back to first is Stott, who just makes it. So now 2 out.
Did Schmitty come up as a shortstop?
No,
I think he might have played some short in the minors, but he was a third baseman. He was not a good third baseman when he first came up. He made himself into one. Same could be said of Brett.
Yeah.
I forget, Garrett. I mean, I came in after his rookie year, so I remember he got off to a bad start. There he goes.
Throw by Alvarez on a hop, not in time. And Stott is now 14 for 14.
That's just, you go and just take a chance that the lefty's not going to throw over.
Had a chance if the throw didn't bounce. Would have had a chance to get Stott because he didn't get a great jump.
So the tying run in scoring position for Derek Hill. He grounded out his first time up. Threw a fastball right by him, and it's 1-1. So in '79, Keith won the MVP. In '80, Brett was the American League MVP, and Schmidt won in '80 and '81. It was quite near for you three. Line toward the middle. That's a base hit. Ewing plays it. Trying to score his Stott. The throw to the plate hits the mound. Bounces past Alvarez to the backstop. The Phillies have tied the game. Hill winds up at second base. It's 3-3.
don't think I've ever seen a ball bounce that high off the mound.
Hit the rubber, I think.
I mean, it's a strong throw home. Hits the cutoff man. That's a hanging slider.
Hit right on the line by Hill. So it was hit so hard, Ewing thought he had a chance, and it was a good throw, just unlucky.
Oh, hit the backside. The backside of the rubber mound.
I thought it hit where they scraped their cleats to get the mud off them.
So he charged that ball. Oh yes, he charged that ball beautifully, and he has a strong arm.
And hate to have to mention it again, but pitcher did not back up home plate.
They just continue to do it. The problem you have there, when you don't back up home, is that you are costing your outfielder, center fielder, or sometimes the relay guy an error.
And that is an error charged to Ewing, allowing Hill to get to second base.
That should not happen, right?
Justin Crawford batting for the second time. And he just got a piece of that sweeper. Crawford's looked a little overmatched against the breaking balls from Manaea.
It looks like he hasn't faced a left-hander in like a couple decades.
Got to be alive in the infield, though. He's got tremendous speed.
Long hold by Manaea. Crawford takes a fastball high.
I remember one time Rusty was, for some reason, pinch hit against a left-hander, or was in the game and hit off a left-hander, and he looked awful. And I kind of laughed at him and said to him, I haven't faced a left-hander in around 3 years.
Just fights that one off.
So, lots of empathy you showed toward the big orange.
That's a nice swinging.
Well, Justin Crawford's dad could hit lefties.
Yes, he could.
He could hit everybody. Paul Crawford had a fabulous career. Lifetime .290 hitter. 480 stolen bases. And I'm sure in time Justin will be able to hit lefties as well. He looks just like Carl too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's 22 years old. Lays off the sweeper, so he's getting a little better look this time. 2-2. That is the first error in the major leagues for A.J. Ewing. An unfortunate one. Ninth pitch of the at bat coming to Crawford. And he managed to dribble that one. It'd be tough to throw him out. Alvarez fires, and he got him by a stride.
They might challenge that. Let's see.
Very close play at first base. But Alvarez gunning that ball to Young, and they get Crawford by an eyelash.
Nice play.
Some Mets of note. Great 69 outfield of Leon, Tommy, and Rocky. Great Phillies infield.
That was a pretty, that was a great defensive infield right there.
One of the World Series in 1980.
And there we go.
Pretty strong group from 86.
Wow, that's a nice shot. That's some square jaws there.
Some of the Phillies who won a World Series in 2008. Highest OPS against the Phillies among Mets all time. Tug McGraw, best ERA. John Franco going to be a TV commentator Sunday night.
Yes.
Good for Johnny. Be fun to listen.
With John Kruk.
That might be really fun to listen to. Well, Bichette is fly down, grounded out 0 for 2. Soto on deck with 2 home runs already in the kip. Soto's only had 1 3-home run game in his career. He came as a Yankee 2 years ago against the White Sox.
That's right.
Is he gonna?
It's certainly a good night for it.
If you pull.
I mean, he mashed the first one off the facing of the second deck. The second one, it was blown out of the ballpark. Always a chance for that to happen again. It's kind of like the day Mike Schmidt hit 4 home runs at Wrigley Field.
That's right.
3 of them were blown out of the ballpark. Little number off the end of the bat, and Nola secures this one and makes the play on Bichette, 1 away. And here are those 2 runs. Mobile performance.
Well, that was a cutter that was up and right down the pipe, and here's a fastball. He thought he got under, but the wind blew it out, and you will take it.
Wearing the Spider-Man mask. Last Met did 3 home runs in a game was Francisco Lindor. That's 5 years ago now against the Yankees.
Well, let's see if he pitches him a little bit differently.
First pitch curveball bends in for a strike, 0-1. So now has 5 home runs and 42 at bats against Aaron Nola in their head-to-head meetings.
You see a lot of soft stuff in this at bat, Keith. Fastballs for show.
Yep, inside.
And soft stuff for dough.
17 home runs now for Soto on the season. And they're keeping that fastball in off the plate to Soto, 2-1. Not only has homered twice tonight, he has made a splendid catch in left field. Having himself a night, and it's only the 5th inning. He takes that cutter for a strike. 2-2.
It's one of the rare pitches tonight that Nola's been able to throw on the knees.
Two coming. Tried it again at the knees and missed. 3-2.
It's almost an automatic 3-2 knuckle curve. Don't you think, Keith? That's what he started him out with.
You got to be careful. That ball down to him. Change up.
5 home runs Soto has against Nola, his most against any pitcher. He had he'd gotten even with his tally against Charlie Morton with his first tonight, and patched him with the second.
Charlie smiling somewhere saying, can't get me any more.
Probably got a few more curveballs in him.
Yep.
And that curveball missed away, ball 4. And so Soto works out a walk, and he's on base for the 3rd time tonight. First walk given up by Nola. Steve Gelbs joins Joe DeMayo and discusses Carson Benj and A.J. Ewing's effect on the clubhouse on the latest episode of the Mets Pod. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts. So the Mets have a 1-out base runner. Jared Young, the batter, lined out to center field his last time up after reaching on an error in scoring in the first. And he takes a first pitch curveball for a strike. Nola up to 90 pitches, but there's no sign of action in the bullpen because the Phillies bullpen has been stretched the last few days. Well, the Phillies are in kind of the same circumstance as the Mets, where once they get past the first 3 guys in the rotation, they've not been able to count on many innings. But they do have those 3 guys. Sanchez and Wheeler and Luzardo have all been really good. As we'll see Sanchez on Saturday night and Wheeler on Sunday night.
Juan Harley has a lead there at first. Why would he even throw over?
We, on the other hand, will not see those games. Oh, we'll see them.
Oh, we can watch.
We're watching.
We get to refresh for Monday. Strike 3 called. Young caught looking at a fastball. And that's 6 Ks for Nola, 2 out in the inning.
It's always at his best when he can pitch left-handers in for strikes. That's what he did there to Young.
So 2 out now, A.J. Ewing, who doubled over Marsh's head in right field to drive in a run in the first, then flied out in the 3rd. Soto at first with 2 out. His high pitch count this season is 101. This is going to be pitch number 93. And it's hit up the middle, and Stott gets to it but has no play. Made a nice flip, but belatedly. And it's an infield hit for Ewing. So Ewing has his second hit of the night.
What a try by Stott.
Really?
I didn't think he was ever going to get anything on the throw to second base, and made a play on it.
Nice backhand, and the throw. It's pretty athletic. What a nice play.
It's like he threw it underneath his arm.
That is
over his foot.
That's a big league play.
Might have hurt his hand on the play. So now 2 out and 2 on for Simeon, who had a base hit up the middle his first time up. And Marcus pulls one foul. And the first pitch changeup.
Watch the foot up in the air. Almost a skate save.
It's the back heel.
Yes, the feet will be used tomorrow. Brazil and Haiti.
That ticket for tomorrow's game across the street is so difficult. A lot of the Mets have been hoping to go to the game tomorrow because they have the day off, and the prices are just outrageous.
Yeah,
wow.
Even for them.
Simeon flies one foul.
Just too quick on a hanger there.
The way our friend Tony DeComo described it, he said the problem is with the prices for that match is that there are a zillion Brazilians.
That's great. And there are. And Neymar's not even playing.
One and 2 to Simeon with 2 out and 2 on. Soto dancing off second. And Simeon pulls one down to third for Bohm. And he gets the force to retire the side. That's strand a couple in the fifth. Halfway through, we're tied at 3. Beautiful look at Citizens Bank Park, all filled up on a Thursday night. Last year, a weird season series. Mets went 6-0 against the Phillies at home, but only 1-6 here. In fact, the Mets have lost 15 of their last 19 regular season games in this ballpark.
I forgot about how important Harrison Bader was in that 4-game sweep.
Killed the Mets. Now Schwarber takes a strike. So here's my favorite stat of the day. Since July 22nd of last year, Kyle Schwarber leads the major leagues with 49 home runs. Why is that an important date? Well, it was the day that Colson Montgomery, the shortstop for the Chicago White Sox, made his major league debut. And since that date, July 22nd of last year, Schwarber has 49 home runs, most in the majors. Second on that list is Colson Montgomery, who hit his 41st home run at Yankee Stadium tonight.
Well, the Mets might not feel this way, but can't wait to watch that young man play when we go to Chicago, play the White Sox.
Oscar Broswell up behind Minaya, who's not thrown more than 83 pitches in any outing. Schwarber held the swing, and it's 2-2. Well, Montgomery, coming into today, had played 140 games and hit 40 home runs, which is the most of any player in White Sox history. More than Frank Thomas, more than Harold Baines, more than Bill Melton, who was Rookie of the Year for the White Sox way back when.
Richie Allen and Bill Melton. A big 1-2 punch in the White Sox. Melton played third base?
Third base.
Yeah.
2-2 to Schwarber with Harper and Bohm to follow. And he got him with the sweeper. Nicely done by Minaya to strike out Schwarber for the second time. And this time he doesn't reach base. 4 Ks for Sean. And now Bryce Harper, who was robbed of an extra base hit on a beautiful sliding catch in the left field corner by Juan Soto his last time up.
Keith, if you're a left-handed hitter and the wind's blowing out to right field, do you ever change?
Not against a guy like Manaea.
No, okay.
No, a guy like Nola, maybe looking for something to pull.
Okay.
Harper's going to challenge that strike call on a sweeper that was ruled a strike by Brian Walsh.
Yep, overturned. Didn't I read something that Walsh is the most overturned umpire in baseball? Like over 60% of his calls have been overturned.
You mean of the plays that have been challenged?
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Well, he gets down as low as any umpire I've ever seen. I mean, that literally is doing 300 squats a night, right?
Which makes him more likely to call the low pitch a strike, you think?
Yeah, I think he's trying to put his face mask at the top of the strike zone.
He's certainly getting a look at the high ball. I don't see how he can see the low ball here. He has a great view of the high pitch, but he does get down low. I mean, that's hurting my quads right now looking at it.
Harper swinging at the 3-0 pitch. Came up empty on the cutter. Now it's 3-1, and he takes outside ball 4. First walk of the night given up by Manaea. Might be running on fumes up to his highest pitch count of the season. Razaban looks like he's ready in the bullpen. Bohm has had a big night against Manaea already. A single and a double, and has driven in 2 of the 3 Philadelphia runs. Bohm had just 22 RBIs at the end. 24 RBIs at the end of May. 17 now in June. Back to a sweeper for a strike, and it's 0-2.
You got to be careful with Sean, you know, coming off an 84 pitch performance, which was pushing him, and now he's getting close to 90.
Just got a piece of that high fastball.
Fourth inning really got him. Remember, that's the inning. Phillies scored 1, right?
Yes.
Again, the 0-2, first to throw over, and Harper falls back into the bag. Harper's already been caught stealing once tonight. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Trying to steal 3rd in the first inning. He's not as fleet of foot as he used to be. Ground ball, chopper for Bichette, flips to Simeon, turn to first, in time, double play, side retired. Manaea, with his time running short in this game, gets the 6-4-3 double play to keep this game tied. Ian has an inside take on the Knicks NBA title celebration, plus a look ahead towards some key off-season storylines on the latest episode of The Putback with Ian Begley. Watch now on SNY's YouTube channel. Seth Johnson just recalled today by the Phillies and a pitch in the 6th inning. Brett Beatty leads off and swings and misses at his first slider, 0-1.
It's the 3rd stint for Johnson with the Phillies this year. He's a closer for Lehigh. 6 for 6 in saves, 40 strikeouts in 27 innings with only 10 walks.
He's a big guy.
Had some smattering of appearances the last 2 years with the Phillies. Originally a first-round draft pick by the Rays, coming out of Campbell University in North Carolina. Traded to Baltimore and then on to the Phillies for Gregory Soto.
Throws can hit triple digits, lies around 97, 98 miles an hour.
Beatty struck out and popped up against Nola. Johnson with the long hold, using the pitch clock, and Beatty flies it out to left. Marsh is right there. 1 out. Nola went 5 innings through 97 pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Both of those off the bat of Juan Soto. Now MJ Melendez has struck out both of his at-bats against Nola on curveballs.
Curveballs away, backdoor hooks.
That's 3 runs, 7 hits. The Phillies 3 runs and 6 hits. And Melendez takes a fastball up and away for ball 1. 99 on that first fastball from Johnson. Melendez takes the slider for a strike, and it's 1-1.
He's got a pretty good breaking ball to go along with that heat.
Two balls and a strike to Melendez with Francisco Alvarez waiting on deck. And Melendez foul tips it on the high heater, 2-2. Phillies needing some fresh arms. Andrew Painter was sent down to the minors. So was the lefty Tanner Banks. And they move for Johnson and Bryce Wilson, who might well take Painter's spot in the rotation. Fastball just missed on a full count out to Melendez. Third straight at bat, he's run a full count. And Melendez gets a breaking ball and pops it up behind the plate. Real Muto hoping and runs out of room. So Don Mattingly there in the corner of the dugout. 31-15 since he took the reins. He'd been the bench coach for Rob Thompson and was very close to Rob.
Well, Rob and Don were Yankee guys.
I asked Don Mattingly, I said, "You happy to be back in the seat?" He's like, "Whew, it's a lot."
Job gets more complicated all the time.
Right.
8th pitch to Melendez, and he struck him out. So Seth Johnson fans Melendez, who has been struck out all 3 at bats.
The fastball away, and anything away right now is really bothering Melendez. He's kind of stepping in the bucket and kind of halfway into the first base dugout, and he can't reach that outside corner.
So Johnson's retired his first 2, and now Alvarez, who's 1 for 2, single to left, popped to third.
I'll say one thing for Alvarez. He doesn't get bothered. If he has a couple bad games, he's unfazed. He's still taking his axe, which makes him very dangerous.
You certainly have to like the results since he's come back from the injured list. He had just started to get it going before he hurt his knee. And he's come back and resumed what had been an upward trend. A lot of that has to do with laying off pitches he can't hit, which has been probably the biggest problem he's had in his career. He's been a little too aggressive. Two and 1 from Johnson, and he misses with the slider. Now it's 3 and 1 with Carson Benj on deck.
Francisco, whatever he had bat, has found himself in a hitter's count.
Swings through that fastball, and it's 3-2.
How do you know a guy has a good fastball? Hitters count, and he still throws it by you.
Three-two coming. And Alvarez goes down swinging on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So Seth Johnson comes in and throws a 1-2-3 top of the sixth. Keeps this game tied 3-3 in Philadelphia. Well, there is Independence Hall. I don't think that dude was around in 1776. I'm just saying.
I know he's walking kind of slow.
Haven't we seen him before? He's the same guy on guard duty.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the Liberty Bell, complete with crack.
They had that room where everybody was in Constitution Hall. Have you ever Googled in the ages of those men in that room?
Not as old as they look.
It's remarkable how young they were at the time.
I mean, you watch the movie 1776, you'd think they were all 105.
Wow. You know, you're only around till you're 50, you know?
Meanwhile, Sean Manaea is still out on the mound. Good for him. Up to 93 pitches. This might be his last batter, facing Marsh leading off in the sixth. And he gets ahead of him with the sweeper 1-2. Oscar Brazaban's up in the bullpen. The right-hand hitter Sosa on deck. And Marsh chases a sweeper for strike three. 5 strikeouts for Manaea, and his work for the night is done. 95 pitches for Manaea. Gave up just 2 earned runs tonight, and he will exit in favor of Brazaban. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. 3-3 in the sixth. We'll be right back to Philadelphia. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. By your local Honda dealers, contact your local Honda dealer today. And by HSS, #1 Orthopedics, and the official hospital of the New York Mets. Sean Manaea didn't know that he was coming out after 1 batter in the sixth.
I'm still going good. Great job, though, by Manaea, and Brazaban's going to try to continue that. Look at that ERA, 1.21 if you want to count his last 25 appearances.
Pitched a scoreless 7th in Cincinnati night before last. Edmundo Sosa first to face him, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Sosa had a leadoff triple in the second inning, but was left stranded. Popped to short in the 4th. Bryson Stott, left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. Sosa started the game in left field, but moved to shortstop when Trey Turner got hurt. That's close to being a fair ball, and dropped just foul, well beyond the reach of bench.
Boy, it would have been a leadoff double right there.
Wow, that was closer than I thought it was going to be off the bat.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go into the seats,
right?
Especially with the wind blowing that way, but it did not. I think if it hadn't been for Turner getting hurt, they might be batting for Sosa in this spot. With young Gabriel Rincones, but because they don't have another shortstop, he has to stay in the game against the right-hander. That's bullpen has been nothing short of spectacular. Weaver and Williams and Raley and Minter and Brazaban and Warren, they've all been doing a fantastic job.
And they've had to pitch in a lot of different roles this season.
A.J. Minter, next man up in the bullpen. Mets 3-run 7 hits. The Phillies 3-run 6 hits. Mets led 2-0 and 3-1, but the Phillies scratched out runs in the 3rd and 4th. That's lined toward the middle and caught by Semien. Timed his leap perfectly for the second out.
Threw all fastballs to Sosa. Nicely done.
So 2 out and nobody on. Now Bryson Stott, who had an infield hit, stole a base and scored a run in the 4th. Stolen base right now is what has the Phillies even in this game. Stott has been incredibly successful stealing this year, 14 out of 14. And Stott hits one to Simeon on the backhand. And Marcus makes the play, so Brazoban comes in, gets a couple of outs, keeps it a 3-3 game after 6. Seventh inning in Philadelphia. It's been a beautiful night. Temperature in the mid-80s. Mets and Phillies locked in a 3-3 duel in their first meeting of the year, and the volatile left-hander Jose Alvarado is on.
In his last appearance 4 days ago, gave up a couple of runs on a couple of hits in the 7th inning against the Brew Crew.
Last year spent half the season on the restricted list after a PED suspension made him ineligible for the postseason. And he got hurt anyway down the stretch, so he wouldn't have been available anyway. Carson Bench leads off in the 7th, 1-for-3 tie. And Alvarado's first pitch is laced into center field for a base hit. Carson Bench with his second hit of the night. He was ready for the fastball. And the Mets have the leadoff man on in the 7th.
Continues to hit left-handers. First pitch, jumped right on it.
So now, Bichette comes up. Alvarado is a lefty who does not hold runners well. Bichette has not been running much lately. Bichette takes a fastball strike. Bench has 10 steals in 12 tries this year.
It's almost like the Mets have stopped running as a team.
And Bichette lines one right to ball, man. Bench scrambles back to first. So 2 hard hit balls in a row. 1 out and 1 on, and now Juan Soto will take another crack after hitting 2 home runs, 1 in each of his first 2 plate appearances. Only the 2nd time in his career he's hit home runs in his first 2 plate appearances of a game. And he walked in the 5th. He's got a home run on his ledger against Alvarado.
And Alvarado is in this game because the lane has Soto in it. That's why he's in the game.
He's given up 3 home runs this year in 25 innings of work. What's the beef?
He's saying that the pitcher's got to look at Soto, but Soto wasn't looking at the pitcher. And that's what the pitcher's saying. I mean, he's not looking at me. What am I supposed to do?
And Soto late on that fastball. It's like the Jose Caballero situation.
Yes.
You know, he's made an art of not looking at the pitcher till right at the deadline to try to throw off the pitcher's rhythm. And Major League Baseball started cracking down on it, but I'm not sure what they're cracking down on.
Yeah. They made the rule.
And he's just taking advantage of it. Soto dribbles one foul.
Just like the pitchers take advantage of it, running the clock down.
Jared Young waiting on deck. And Mark Vientos looks like he's going to bat for Young with a lefty in the game. And Soto takes it wide. A cutter, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bench has not made any move from first base. Not going to go with Soto up.
No.
1-2 from Alvarado. He's running, and it's fouled off. So Bench did take off.
Interesting. You kind of don't want to steal with 2 strikes with your hitter. You don't want to be a distraction. If you're going to steal, get it done early in the count.
Yeah, early, Keith. And also, Alvarado's a tough mark. You'd like to have that hole between Harper and Stott for that breaking ball in case he rolls it over. Might get a hit.
One-two coming, and Soto pops it up. Sosa waiting for it on the outfield rim. And uses two hands to make sure. 2 outs.
That's one of those pop-ups that you could have dropped and just got the force at second base and put Soto on the bases and not Benj.
So now Mark Vientos will bat for Jared Young. Vientos had a really good series in Cincinnati.
Off the bench.
And 3 for 8. Hit a 2-run pinch hit home run. Drove in 4 runs in that series. Now you might be thinking about trying to steal a base. Early in the count.
Yes.
Benj with a medium-sized lead, not going. And Vientos swings and misses at a first pitch cutter, 0-1.
Well, Mark hit a 3-2 changeup for that home run off Sam Maul. He is not going to get a changeup off of Alvarado. Everything is high volume.
Fastballs and cutters, that's really all he throws. Vientos 1 for 5 in his career against Alvarado. Benj had a leadoff single. He's at first with 2 out. And Mark takes the fastball up and away. A ball and a strike. If Vientos can keep the inning going, A.J. Ewing would be next. Knee-high fastball for a strike, and now Vientos down 1-2. Mark had never hit a pinch hit home run until he hit the one in Cincinnati earlier this week. There goes Benj, pitch low and inside, and Benj steals the base without a throw. His 11th stolen base of the year. So now the go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 out.
Both times Benj stole. The count was 1-2. Made it work there.
So now a base hit could bring home the lead run. 2-2 coming to Vientos. And that gets away from Realmuto, and over to third goes Benj. A cutter that bounced in from Alvarado.
No chance. Oh, he came up a little bit too quick. A tough one.
Wow, pitch charge to Alvarado. So now the go-ahead run at third with 2 out. Three and 2 to Vientos. And Mark takes ball 4, missed with a 3-2 cutter. And so the Mets have runners at the corners with 2 out, and A.J. Ewing coming up. And now Ewing being called back, and Eric Wagaman is going to bat for him. So the tough lefty in the game, Ewing, who's been playing every day against all comers, will be removed in favor of the right-hand batting Wagaman.
Here comes the pitching coach for the Phillies, Caleb Cotham, to give instructions to his left-hander.
Get an extra mound visit every time a pinch hitter is announced into the game. So virtually every pitching coach takes advantage of it.
That's right. Well, the issue you have here for Benj, he's got to be heads up, is that does Alvarez go back to that cutter that got by Realmuto, or does he catch more of the strike zone with it? So he's got to be ready for the dirt ball read.
Wagaman's had 3 plate appearances on this road trip, a walk, a single, and a strikeout. So he's been a useful piece from the right side. Looking to get the Mets a lead here in the 7th. Tied 3-3 with Benj at third and Vientos at first. Wagaman's had 1 career at bat against Alvarado, 0 for 1. Mets are 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position tonight. And Wagaman takes below the knees at 100 miles an hour, ball 1. Ooh. Philly bullpen is quiet. A.J. Minter up in the Mets bullpen. And Wagaman lines a base hit, and the Mets take the lead. In to score is Benj, and it's 4-3 New York. Eric Wagaman coming through as a pinch hitter with an opposite field single to put the Mets back in front.
They stole a run here, the Mets. That is just good hitting right there. Look at the level swing, fastball away, belt high, perfect.
Yeah, just getting behind Wagaman allowed him to jump all over this pitch, hit it to right field, and the two pinch hitters come through here with a walk and a base hit here in the 7th.
And now Zach Short will run for Wagaman at first base. So now the Mets with the lead in the 7th, looking to add on with Marcus Semien, who's 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch cutter low and in to Semien, ball 1.
Overhead right here. Watch the point of contact. Want the overs right down the middle, but not trying to pull. That's a ball you could pull or go the other way. All you need was a base hit, so you're going up the middle. Good hitting.
Yeah, that just missed. 2-0 to Semien. Marcus is 0 for 5 in his career against Alvarado, who takes a little stroll behind the mound. Can't do too much strolling with the pitch clock.
Right.
Used to be you could go back and collect your thoughts. Can't grab too many thoughts in the time you've got. Semien fouls away a fastball, 2-1. It all began with a base hit by Benj. Bichette lined out and Soto popped up. Benj then stole second with 2 strikes on Vientos. Took third on a wild pitch. Vientos walked and Wagaman drove home the run. Short now running for Wagaman at first. 2-1 coming. Semien swings through the fastball, 2-2.
So Wagaman now 2 base hits and a walk in 4 pinch hit appearances. Impressive.
You know, there's going to be a bit of a roster squeeze coming up. Every at bat for the guys on the bench is huge right now. 2 out, 2 on, 2-2 to Semien, and he fouls back the fastball. Not only is Francisco Lindor beginning a rehab stint tomorrow, but so is Tyrone Taylor. Taylor coming back from a hip issue. Probably will take a little bit longer than Lindor to return, but nonetheless is at least on the horizon. 2-2 coming, and that's pulled foul. Aaron Nola went 5, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Seth Johnson impressive in a 1-2-3-6 with a couple of strikeouts. But Alvarado ceding the go-ahead run here in the 7th. 7th pitch of the at-bat to Semien, and he struck him out to end the inning. Semien is contending that he foul-tipped that ball. And what's the home plate umpire saying? I think he said foul ball.
Yes, he did.
He did not see his indication. The Phillies were coming off the field. They thought the inning was over. And honestly, on the replay, I don't think he fouled it.
But no argument from Real Muto, and he would know over everyone.
Alvarado saying, what's the count? I need a baseball.
You got to throw another pitch, bro.
Can't pitch without a baseball. So Semien gets another life with 2 on and 2 out. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming from Alvarado. And Marcus hits one in the air to left center field. Chasing back is Crawford onto the warning track, right at the wall. He can't get it. It's off the wall in play. 2 runs will score. Semien heads to third. Marcus has a 2-run triple. And the Mets lead it 6-3. He hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, right near the 409 mark in left center field. Semien's first triple as a Met drives in a pair, and the Mets have a 3-run 7th to go in front 6-3.
Boy, oh boy, one little foul tip on a pitcher's pitch to stay in the at-bat. And I thought he got under this. Oh no, he got the barrel. The ball's carrying. Nice backup by Marsh, but to no avail. Both runs score.
So 3 runs home in the inning. Now Brett Beatty, who's 0 for 3. And he takes a fastball for a strike.
Once the center fielder there got a good break. He got there just too high up the wall. And Simeon hustling all the way.
Beatty won the challenge on that last pitch. He moves the count from 0-2 to 1-1. Alvarado about to throw his 27th pitch of the inning. And Beatty swings and misses at a fastball, 1-2. Well, here's the pitch before the triple. Did he make contact?
Yes, I thought he got a little tick on top of the ball.
Well, Realmuto obviously must have thought it was foul tip because he's showing the glove saying he caught the foul tip. And the problem was it bounced. And that kept the at-bat alive. Phillies were walking off the field, and as a pitcher, to reorient yourself after you think the inning's over, sometimes that can be an issue.
Especially with this pitcher, you know, he gets agitated pretty quickly.
1-2 coming to Beatty. Way, ball 2.
Yep, makes the call quickly.
He said it looked like he was calling that he caught it, and Simeon said he didn't. And I think that Brian Walsh looked at the ball.
Oh, okay.
To see whether there was dirt on it, as Beatty goes around for strike 3.
It's been done before.
Well, it was done in the '69 World Series.
Yes,
on a shoe polish play. This was a dirt play that worked in the Mets' favor. Beautiful shot at Citizens Bank Park from the SNY blimp. So here's the play. We didn't show the foul tip, but Realmuto clearly thought it was a foul ball, and the home plate umpire Brian Walsh called it a foul tip held for strike 3. Then he looked at the ball, saw dirt on it, realized the ball had bounced before it went in Realmuto's glove, and that's what kept Simeon's at bat alive. Yep.
Remember, in today's game, pitchers throw out any ball that has any smudges, so it's a brand new pellet for each and every pitch.
Mets have made a host of defensive changes. Zach Short stays in the game at shortstop. Bo Bichette moves to third. Mark Vientos is now playing first base. Carson Benj has moved to center field, and Brett Beatty has moved to right field. So 5 changes on defense for the Mets after Ewing was lifted for a pinch hitter. Oscar Brazoban, now pitcher of record on the long side. And he falls behind on JT Realmuto, 2-0. Brazoban came in to get the final 2 outs of the 6th. And hoping to get through the 7th and set it up for the short guys. A.J. Minter staying up in the Mets bullpen. And a fastball in for a strike to Realmuto. I mean, what was interesting about that entire sequence is that Don Mattingly never came out of the dugout. Never seemed to question what was going on.
Well, you get close enough to the action, you see what's going on, you know, and I'm sure he heard the tick of the bat just like the umpire did, and from his venue probably saw the ball in the dirt, especially because he's on field level where he has his seat.
Right, but just like when Gil Hodges brought the shoe polish ball to Lou DeMuro, the home plate umpire, Earl Weaver went ballistic because he's saying, you don't know how that shoe polish got on the ball.
Exactly.
I mean, your point is well taken that there's very little dirt on the baseballs that are used now. But at the same time, the original call on the field was foul tip strike 3, inning over. For the umpire to overrule himself based on a speck of dirt on the ball, I would think if I were the manager, I'd get a little incensed.
You'd want an explanation, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get any 2 different personalities than Earl Weaver and Don Mattingly.
Probably so. That was fouled by Realmuto. And the Mets went ahead 2-0 in the first. Juan Soto homered. And A.J. Ewing had an RBI double. Soto hit another home run in the third. Mets were up 3-1, but the Phillies came back. An unearned run in the third. A run-scoring hit by Derek Hill in the fourth. Realmuto hooks one foul. But the Mets with 3 runs in the seventh against their old nemesis Alvarado. Eric Wagaman coming through with a pinch hit RBI single to put the Mets in front, and Marcus Semien given a second life with a long 2-run triple to drive in the second and third runs of that inning.
Carson Benz, there's a ball 4 right there, but Benz also started off that inning off a tough left-hander, stole the base, got it rolling.
That is not the way Brazoban wanted to start this seventh inning. 9-pitch walk to a ice-cold hitter in Realmuto.
Well, this might be his last hitter anyway. You got the lefties coming up.
Crawford, Schwarber, Harper, 3 lefties in a row. That'll be Minter's lane. First Derek Hill, who had the RBI single in the fourth, and he fouls one off his leg. 0-1. Hill got the start in center field tonight against the left-hander. Sean Manaea went 5 1/3, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits, a walk and 5 strikeouts. Brazoban's gotten 2 outs. Minter getting ready for the lefties coming up after Hill. And then you got Weaver and Williams for the 8th and 9th, both rested. That's 6 runs and 10 hits. The Phillies 3 runs and 6 hits. Hill takes the changeup down. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Ryan Kerkering is up. So is Bryce Wilson. Only Kerkering if they get closer. Wilson if they don't. Wilson just called up today. Off 1 and 2.
I got Kerkering throwing 26 pitches in yesterday's ball game.
Yes, he did.
Well, with Brad Keller out, there are not a lot of great options in that bullpen short of Kerkering and Duran. Brazoban ahead on Hill 1 and 2. And he struck him out with the changeup. Nicely done by Brazoban for the first out of the inning. And that's going to be all for him. He gets 3 outs, and he'll turn it over to Minter to try and get the last 2 outs in this inning.
Good sinking change, Ron. Look at this get under the bat. Oh, that's a tough pitch.
So Brazoban continues his fine run, and now Minter is in. We'll be right back to Philly. After the postgame show tonight, it's on to Sports Night. We'll have all the action from the parade, all the World Cup news, and of course the Mets as well. On to Sports Night tonight and every night on SNY. A.J. Minter's made 8 appearances since coming back from 13 months on the sidelines, and he has been outstanding.
Well, this test first of the young Crawford, he's got to get through because the test after that is the toughest one with Schwarber.
Realmuto at first with 1 out. Crawford 0 for 2 against Manaea. Now has to face another lefty, and Minter works him up and in with a fastball. It was interesting listening to AJ's interview with Michelle earlier. He was talking about how he doesn't feel as though he's pitching very well, just that the results have been good.
He hasn't liked his location, so he hasn't been locating.
Just shed in on the grass at third against Crawford, who can really run. And the cutter in for a strike, and it's 1-1.
You know, in his own way, he was explaining the vagaries of being a relief pitcher. There's times that you're making great pitches that they end up getting a base hit on. Sometimes you skirt through with less than your best stuff.
Crawford slashes one foul, and it's 1-2. Oscar Brazoban faced 4 batters, retired 3 of them, a walk and a strikeout. It's having fun. Can't have fun at the ballpark. Where are you going to find it? 1-2 to Crawford. And he fouls off that fastball. Staying the at-bat.
He's had better swings left against the left-handed pitching each and every at-bat.
Struck out his first at-bat, looking bad doing it. Hit a little dribbler that Alvarez threw him out on in the fourth, and swung in a lot better against Minter. One-two coming. Foul off the cutter. Stay in there.
Look at that youngster. Oh, Dad. You're so funny.
One-two coming. Poked foul. And Crawford stays alive. One of the reasons the Mets went out and got A.J. Minter last year, obviously he's been a really good relief pitcher for a long time, but he has great numbers against Kyle Schwarber. Not so good against Bryce Harper, but great against Schwarber, which, you know, that could be the difference maker in trying to win a division. 1-2 coming. It's lifted in the air to shallow left. Soto's right there. Hadn't played perfectly. And that's the second out.
You know who else he had good numbers against? The Mets. A.J. Minter. Addition by subtraction.
Schwarber is just 1 for 12 in his career against A.J. Minter. Tonight, Schwarber has singled and struck out twice. The first time he struck out, he reached safely on a pass ball and came in to score a run. Schwarber has now struck out 112 times this year, easily the most in the National League. But he also has 25 home runs, most in the majors. And he hits this one in the air to center, and Benj comes in a few strides and puts it away to retire the side. Minter gets his man, keeps the Mets in front 6-3.
Hey, it's Gary and Todd. Mercedes-Benz post-game live on the way. Going to take a look at what has been here, Todd. A big night for Juan Soto.
Yes, indeed. And Gary, you inspired us last night, so we're going to go beyond the box again tonight and look at Simeon's play.
Look forward to that. We'll see you guys soon. Gary.
We go to the 8th inning. That's leading at 6-3. Bryce Wilson is on to make his Phillies debut. MJ Melendez, the first man to face him, takes up and away for ball one.
I remember when Bryce Wilson came up as a starter with the Atlanta Braves. He'll have all 4 pitches that he'll be able to use here in relief.
Last year pitched for the White Sox, both as a starter and a reliever. Phillies signed him in the offseason, released him a couple of weeks ago, and then re-signed him again, and just called him up today. Pitched for the Pirates, he's pitched for the Brewers, the White Sox, of course Atlanta at the start of his career. You were mentioning the great game he pitched in the postseason early in his career.
That's right. Was that in 2021 maybe?
20. I think it was 20 against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
6 innings, 1 hit in the LCS that year. 3-0 to Melendez with Alvarez on deck and a 4-pitch walk to MJ to start the 8th inning. So the Mets get the leadoff man on for the 2nd straight inning. Jose Alvarado tagged for 3 runs on 3 hits in the 7th. He's on the hook in this game. There's Alvarez, who's 1 for 3 tonight. That takes first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Now, generally, Carlos Mendoza has used his 8th and 9th inning guys, Weaver and Williams, for clean innings. But with Harper, Bohm, and Marsh due up in the 8th, do you leave Minter in?
Yes,
definitely. I think so, don't you, Ron?
Oh, 100%. I think Minter is a veteran guy. He's faced these guys many times. Knows how to get up and get down and get up again.
He only threw 9 pitches in the 7th inning, so he should be good to go. 1-2 to Alvarez, and he chops one to short, backing off is Sosa, gets the out at second, stops relay, not in time. A 6-4 fielder's choice for the first out.
It is hard not to go to Weaver, though, because he's got the scoreless streak working, you know?
17 straight appearances, 19 innings without allowing a run since May the 1st, and he's up but not yet throwing.
Plus, he has just been Ron so efficient. I mean, he's thrown like sometimes 7 pitches, 12 pitches, 1, 2, 3, go sit down.
There's Carson Benj, 2 hits tonight. Got the Mets go-ahead rally started in the 7th with a first pitch single to center against Alvarado. Later stole second and came in with the go-ahead run on the base hit by Eric Wagaman. Alvarez at first with 1 out. Benj fouls off that cutter, and it's 1-0-2.
Ben's young enough that he asked the umpire, "Could I have time, please?" Good manners.
They go a long way, you know. And Benj whacks one the other way, and that ball stays fair down the line. His 3rd hit of the night as he takes one the other way on a changeup from Wilson, and the Mets have 2 men on in the 8th.
Nice, nice, nice. Stayed back, not the least bit fooled by that off-speed pitch. Went right with it.
Well, he had a rough series in Cincinnati, went 2 for 15, but he's got a 3-hit night tonight. And now 2 men aboard for Bo Bichette. Bichette came into this game having had multiple hits in 6 straight games, but he's gone 0 for 4 tonight. Hit the ball hard his last time up, lining out to Bohm at 3rd base. That is the 7th time already in his rookie season that Carson Benj has had 3 hits in a game.
One of the rare hanging sliders that he has missed in the last 2 weeks.
Was Bryce Wilson always this bulky?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
I remember him.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
You're very, very kind calling him bulky.
Well, I feel like he's maybe a little bulkier. It's pulled foul.
It's a Sears Husky.
He always had a little bit of the boiler.
He's got that Mickey Lolich thing going.
Oh, not that bad. Mickey was a lot older.
Mickey used to drive his motorcycle to the ballpark.
Really?
Yeah. Used to see him coming into the parking lot on his Honda. Chopped foul outside first.
Like, Bo Jackson used to come not on a Honda. I think he was riding Indian motorcycles at the time, maybe Harley, I'm not sure.
Phil Garner rode motorcycles.
Yes,
as well.
he did.
Phil, good man, Phil. We miss him.
There are all sorts of different ways to get to the ballpark. Derek Bell used to bicycle to the ballpark because he lived on a boat at the World's Fair Marina.
Wow. I used to take the 7 train until after the '86 season.
I used to always see George Plimpton riding a bike in Manhattan.
That's right.
Bichette just got a piece of that fastball to stay on the at-bat. Juan Soto on deck. Get yet another crack at a 3-home-run game. Juan homered his first 2 times up, then walked and popped up his 2 subsequent at-bats. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming to Bichette. And Bo pulls one down to 3rd, a chance for 2. Bohm to Stott. Had trouble with the exchange, but gets it to 1st in plenty of time to end the inning. To the bottom of the 8th, 6-3 New York.
Here we go, Mercedes-Benz postgame live.
It can be a team that's going to be tough. And those are really.
Well, for the love of the game, it's an international game. National sport of the Dominican Republic. It's the national sport of Cleveland too. At least since LeBron left.
Yeah.
Oh, Dakar. That's
Nice.
a long way from home. Senegal.
Choking up. Ty Cobb
Holding the bat like Ty. Oh, wow. Head first slide.
Well, you know, you got to get your uniform dirty, and sometimes your face too.
No, it's a dive. He probably dove for a ball.
Well, rather than leave A.J. Minter in to face Bryce Harper, Carlos Mendoza will continue what he has been doing, which is bringing in Weaver for a clean inning.
Yeah, play the hot hand. Plus, you've got a little bit of a cushion here for your hottest relief pitcher.
Bryce Harper's 0 for 2 and a walk tonight, robbed of a hit by Soto. And he takes first pitch fastball for a strike. Weaver, and he challenges the call.
Oh, I thought it was a strike. I didn't. We'll see.
This is going to be one of those that catches. The whole ball is going to be inside the strike zone, I think.
You are correct.
Calls confirm the pitch is a strike. Philadelphia has one challenge remaining.
So the Phillies still have one challenge remaining. Harper, Bohm, and Marsh in the 8th inning against Weaver, who's gone 17 straight appearances, 19 straight innings without allowing a run. That goes back to May the 1st. It's the longest current shutout streak in the majors. Harper fouls one off, 0-2.
This is what I've loved about Weaver. Weaver was throwing a lot of secondary pitches, mixing in, not overload, but now he's predominantly throwing his fastball and getting ahead.
Which makes his changeup that much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
0-2 coming to Harper, and he struck him out with the changeup. So Weaver, 3 pitches, sit down. Bryce Harper done to start the bottom of the 8th.
Here's the grip with a kick change, Keith. Comes off that kind of extended middle finger, and the bottom drops out. It really acts a little bit like a hard split finger.
It's the changeup for supinators.
There you go.
As
That's
opposed
right.
to Devin Williams, who is a pronator. Alec Bohm has driven in 2 runs tonight with a single and a double. Grounded into a double play his last time up. He fouls off a first pitch fastball from Weaver. Bohm has 2 hits and 4 career at bats against Luke Weaver. Huascar Brazoban got 3 outs. A.J. Minter got 2. The Mets continue their wonderful run of bullpen work. 5 more outs to get.
Another fastball.
Fouls it away. 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Luke Weaver.
Yep. 4 of them fastballs, both to get ahead 0-2.
With Bohm, you can throw another fastball, make it neck high. He will chase that high pitch.
Bohm fouls away a fastball to stay in.
I mean, 98 miles an hour is legit.
From a skinny dude.
From a skinny dude. Not that tall either.
Brandon Marsh, the on-deck batter. Bohm takes a changeup down. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He might not be that big of a guy, but he's got a big personality.
Yes, he does. He is. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And very eloquent in talking about the game and the psychology of it. 1-2. Fastball runs inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He'll have a future up here if he ever wanted it. That's how good he is.
Like Trevor May.
Trevor May.
It's always the relief pitchers. Jerry Blevins.
That's right.
2-2 coming to Bohm. And again, he couldn't get him to chase on the changeup, and it's 3-2. So whereas he set up Harper with fastballs and got him to chase the changeup, Bohm was a bit more disciplined.
Okay, 3-run lead here. Don't want to give a free pass.
Phillies need base runners. They drew a leadoff walk in the 7th. Couldn't do much with that. 3-2 to Bohm with 1 out in the 8th. And strike 3 call got him looking at a fastball.
Sure did.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Weaver. 2 down in the 8th.
Wow.
Spectrum high-speed hitting. A couple of outs have been the hardest hit balls of the night. Juan Soto has a couple of home runs, but he does no better than 3rd. As Brandon Marsh has gone 0 for 3 tonight. Started the night 4th in the National League in batting. And the first pitch changeup has him flailing.
Boy, Sosa
in the on-deck circle. He's not have to make a move.
He's not in the on-deck circle. That's the point.
He's got a great view of the pitch. You can't let him do that. You can let loose one of those Nuke LaLoosh pitches.
Who was the kid in the college game? Ben Fredrickson?
Yeah.
Who nailed the on-deck hitter and got basically kicked out of college baseball.
That was it.
1-1. Foul back. Ball and 2 strikes.
This is what we've seen, Ronnie, in this run here by Weaver. Just throwing that heater. Predominantly throwing that heater, going after hitters, and I absolutely love it.
Weaver has struck out his last 5 batters, struck out the side Tuesday night in Cincinnati. He's fanned the first 2 in this inning. And make it 6 in a row as he fans Marsh. And for the 2nd straight appearance, Luke Weaver strikes out the side. Untouched in a month and a half.
It's rated PG.
Time for your Audi game-changing drive. Mets were already up a run in the 7th. Marcus Semien got an extra life on a foul tip and drove in a pair with a triple.
And that was the game breaker right there. It gave the Mets the cushion they needed.
That's why it's our Audi game-changing drive. Juan Soto sitting on 2 home runs tonight.
I mean, it's tough when you hit 2 home runs. You don't get a drive.
15 times in their history, the Mets have had a player hit 3 home runs in a game. Twice it's happened in this ballpark. We'll say Reyes hit 3 home runs here in 2006. Yoenis Cespedes hit 3 home runs here in 2017. Two 2-0 to Soto. And Juan tops one foul up the first baseline. 2-1. Mark Vientos on deck, then Zach Short for the Mets in the top of the 9th. And Devin Williams getting ready in the bullpen for the save chance. Mets bullpen has been impeccable tonight. 9 batters faced, 8 retired. 2-2 to Soto. There's Devin. Let's have a day off tomorrow, so everybody will be well rested going into Saturday's game. Freddie Peralta goes Saturday against Christopher Sanchez. That game's on Fox. David Peterson in some role Sunday against Zach Wheeler. Line right at the shortstop, and Sosa's got it. Almost knocked him over backwards, one away.
He can make some hard outs.
I mean, that got on Soto in a hurry.
105 miles an hour off the bat. Now Vientos up for the 2nd time. Mark had a key plate appearance in the 7th as a pinch hitter. Fell behind in the count, but then worked out a walk against Jose Alvarado. And that set the stage for Eric Wagaman, who has a pinch hitter, singled into right field to plate the go-ahead run.
You know, Wagaman hasn't played that much, but he's a veteran hitter, and he's really been impressed me. He hasn't played much. It's a tough job coming off the bench, and he's done a good job.
He's had 4 plate appearances on this road trip, 2 hits and a walk. We'll take that.
And he knew that a base hit was needed. And that's what he did. Went the other way. Not a lot of fielders over there on the right side.
In the bottom of the 9th, the Phillies will have 6, 7, and 8 in the order due up. Sosa, Stott, and Real Muto. The left-handed pinch hitter on the bench, and Gabriel Rincones. Will flare out into center field. Coming on is Crawford to make the catch. 2 men down. So Wilson's retired the first 2 in the top of the 9th, and now Zach Short will get his first at bat of the game. Came in as a pinch runner in the 7th, stayed in the game at shortstop. Got the start yesterday. Went 0 for 3 with a sacrifice in his first action for the Mets this year. Flies one out to right, and right there is Hill to grab it. Side retired. Devin Williams in to try and get the save in the bottom of the ninth. 6-3 New York. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. By Suffolk Credit Union. Be a HELOC hero at Suffolk Credit Union. By Heineken, proud partner of the New York Mets. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. And by Ford, the official truck of the Mets. Test drive their amazing lineup at your local Ford store. Last of the ninth, 6-3 New York. First meeting of the year between the Mets and the Phillies. Mets took the lead in the seventh with 3 runs. Bullpen has made it stand up, and now Devin Williams trying to put on the finishing touches. Edmundo Sosa leads off for the Phillies. Williams gets the first fastball in for a strike.
Williams has 2 saves in his last 2 appearances, back-to-back days.
He's got 10 out of 11.
Edmundo Sosa a triple in 3 trips tonight. Trey Turner left this game after getting hit by a pitch in the first inning, so Sosa had to play shortstop. We'll see what Turner's status is for the weekend. He already missed a game this week after getting hit on the wrist by a pitch. Today he got hit in the calf. Now, good changeup by Williams, air bending his way to a 1-2 count. One-two coming to Sosa. Would chase that changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bryson Stott on deck, and then JT Realmuto. Two coming, and Sosa goes down swinging on the changeup. 1 man down in the ninth. That's 4 consecutive strikeouts for the Mets bullpen. Weaver struck out the side in the 8th, and now Williams gets his man to start the ninth.
Oh, wow! It's almost like he's under the ball, painful, and then he flips it over.
I mean, he's a strong candidate for arthritis when he gets old.
Have to let him know that.
Well, you know, the great Carl Hubble, who threw the screwball for the New York Giants 100 years ago, by the time his career was over, when he held his arm at his side, his palm faced out.
Wow. Oh, really?
No.
Oh, my right arm is deformed as well. Just can't bend it anymore. Just,
really?
Yeah, that's how far it goes. It's like a isosceles angle.
Really?
You broken down old ball players. You and your back and your knees.
My back.
You and your arm.
That's what I got right there, Keith. That's the best I can do for you. Yeah. See?
Gave your bodies to not science, but the art of baseball.
Well, we wouldn't give it up for a moment.
Get any flashbacks watching the parade today?
Oh, yeah. Especially when they showed the signs of people stuck on the subway. Poor people.
3-1 to Stott. And he fouls back a fastball, 3-2.
I brought my parents, and that's how we tried to get downtown. My parents are definitely afraid of New York City, still are. I don't know why I thought to bring them on the subway. We got stuck down there. They were so afraid, and we had to walk down the Canyon of Heroes from City Hall down to the Staten Island Ferry. So we got 2 runs all the way down and all the way back.
Stop you the way that Tyler Kolek got stopped today by the cops?
No, I was. They knew who I was.
I mean, you know, Tyler was not a huge player, but he was there all year.
I mean, you should have had a sheet.
I mean, come on.
It was
great. The fans are all high-fiving him as he's running down the way, and then the cop grabs him and steers him out of the way. Come on, guys. There's ball 4 to Stott. And the Phillies have a 1-out base runner.
All right, you don't want to flip over this lineup because then you got the big mashers coming up. So.
Well, you got Realmuto at the plate, and Gabriel Rincones has come out on deck to pinch hit for Derek Hill. Well, this is the big batter right here. Going to keep that tying run from coming to bat. Realmuto is 0 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. Started first, and Vientos is holding him on. Realmuto swings over a changeup, 0-1.
That was a good one right there on the outside corner knees. He bent it around that outside corner.
Realmuto 1 for 5 in his career against Williams. And swings over another changeup. Throw to first by Alvarez, and Stock got his hand back in. 0-2 to Realmuto.
2 good ones to Realmuto.
There's Rincones. Just made his big league debut last week. And a home run for his first big league hit. Oh, 2 coming. Hit to short, a chance for 2. To second 1. Simeon to first. Not quite in time. And the game continues. Short to Simeon for the 6'4" fielder's choice. But Realmuto still runs pretty well at age 35.
He beat it.
Boy, he hit the very front of that bag. That's what you want to try to do.
So now 25-year-old Gabriel Rincones, who grew up in Tampa, went to the same high school that produced Pete Alonso, Plant High School in Tampa. 1 for 14 to start his big league career, but that one was a home run. Stott takes off. They'll let him go on defensive indifference as Rincones comes up empty, 0-1. Rincones batting for Derek Hill. And he takes a fastball strike, and the Phillies are down to their final strike. Oh, and 2 to Rincones. Tap to shortstop. Cutting in front is Bichette. The running throw off the mark, and safe at first is Rincones. And that will get the tying run to bat. A wide throw by Bichette, enabling Rincones to reach.
God, you got to make this play. Okay.
So now runners at first and third with 2 out. Justin Crawford is coming up, and if he gets on, then Kyle Schwarber would come to bat as the winning run. They're going to score that a base hit for Rincones, which is absurd.
Yeah, it's got to be an E5, huh?
They've got to change that.
I mean, that play's got to be made. I think the double play should have been turned as well. So a little off here defensively in the 9th.
Well, you shouldn't be. You want to close this one.
Yep.
You're going to have their 2 aces on Saturday and Sunday against you.
So walking an infield hit, putting 2 aboard, and bringing the tying run to bat.
Crawford's just happy to be facing a right-hander.
Crawford went 0 for 3. 2 at bats against Minaya, 1 against Minter. Bichette in on the grass at third against the speedy Crawford. Vientos playing behind the runner at first. And that's lined the other way, but foul. Justin Crawford with his best cut of the night. Crawford's hit 2 home runs in his rookie season across 209 at bats. He's the tying run at the plate in a 6-3 game, with Schwarber looming on deck. The 0-1. In the air, over the glove of short. It's a base hit to bring in a run and put the tying runs on base with Schwarber coming up.
Oh, boy.
Justin Crawford, an RBI single. It's now 6-4.
Oh, boy. Went down and got this bender. It's out of the strike zone. Let go with one hand. And this game should have been over, and now we got some drama.
Kyle Schwarber tonight is 1 for 4 on a base hit back in the first inning. He's got 2 hits and 3 career at-bats against Devin Williams. So the play not made by Bichette opened the door, and now Schwarber trying to slam right through. Tying runs on base, 2 out, last of the ninth. And Schwarber takes a fastball just inside, and Alvarez is going to challenge that call.
It's close.
That's a good spot to use the challenge. High leverage spot.
Got it.
And he gets the call. So Alvarez with a big challenge to get a strike for Williams. Rincones at second. Crawford, who can fly, is the tying run at first. Outfield very deep. And Schwarber just got a piece of that fastball and fouled it off Alvarez. And then once again, the Phillies are down to their final strike, but Alvarez is in quite a bit of pain. He got that just in the worst possible spot.
I think so. Oh, boy.
Nothing you can do except pat him on the back and wait for him to feel better. The assistant athletic trainer, Brian Baca, is out, and he'll tell Alvarez to take his time. Williams has got to make sure that he keeps his arm loose while Alvarez tries to feel better.
There's a time in some of these circumstances, Gary, where you'd play catch with your infielder just to stay loose.
I don't know why you wouldn't. It would be the smart thing to do. Alvarez is still down on his knees in considerable pain. He tried to get up quickly, but he just couldn't. And now gets to his feet a second time. Williams has gone a couple of minutes without throwing a pitch. Do you want him to throw a warm-up pitch here?
I don't think you're allowed, Gary.
So Schwarber will step back in with a 2-strike count. Williams again 1 strike away from ending it. Schwarber 1 swing away from winning it. 0-2 coming from Williams to Schwarber. And he lays off the changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If Schwarber keeps the game going, Bryce Harper would be next. 24th pitch of the inning coming up for Devin Williams. 1-2. And that fastball just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What do you throw here, Ronnie?
You got to go with your best pitch, the changeup. He set it up with that fastball up and away. Your best air bender that you got in your pocket. Throw it now.
2 out, 2 on, 2-2 to Schwarber, who asked for time. Kyle Schwarber, the major league's leading home run hitter. 56 last year, 25 this year. Two from Williams. Line to right field. Coming on is Beatty to make the catch. And the ball game is over. A bullet off the bat of Schwarber, and Beatty, who had just moved out to right field a couple of innings ago, was there to make the catch. 2 home runs for Juan Soto. The Mets bullpen terrific again, and Williams hangs on in the 9th. And the Mets win their opening salvo from the Phillies this season, 6-4.
I mean, it got a little sketchy there in the 9th inning, but this really, truly was one of the Mets' best games of the year. Tied for much of it, and they break out in the 7th with some good managerial decisions with the 2 pinch hitters, Vientos and Wagaman, with a great hit to put them ahead. Simeon with the triple, of course, to add on. Weaver, scoreless streak continues, and Williams just enough.
You said it all, Ronnie. A lot of good moves made, and this was a team effort up and down the line. Soto with the 2 home runs, but Simeon with the big blow, the deciding triple.
Tonight's win is brought to you by Moo. Create a Moo account to join Winner's Rush. For every Mets win is your chance to win too. Terms and conditions apply. Moo Financial Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. There's your game summary. Eric Wagman had the go-ahead hit, a pinch hit single in the 7th as the Mets scored 3 times against Alvarado. Luke Weaver struck out the side in the 8th for the 2nd straight appearance, first Met ever to do that. Strike out the side, face only 3 batters in back-to-back appearances. The Amazing Mets Foundation is proud to contribute $2,500 to Northwell Health and the Cass Institute for Women's Health for every Mets win. For more information, visit northwell.edu/cats. The total contribution so far this season is $85,000. Final score tonight, the Mets 6, the Phillies 4. Fox has it Saturday, NBC Sunday. We're back with you Monday when the Mets return home to play the Cubs. Coverage begins at 6:30. First pitch 7:10 Monday night from Citi Field right here on SNY. Now for Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling, Steve Gelbs, and our entire SNY crew, I'm Gary Cohen in Philadelphia. After this break, it's Mercedes-Benz Post-Game Live with Gary Apple and